My special guest is an executive coach who is going to help you get rid of self-doubt. So let me introduce my special guest. It is Anne Taylor. Hello, Anne.
Hello, Esther. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Now we've got something in common, haven't we? We've both written a book recently. Can you hold yours up? Yes. So yours is called Hard Results.
Soft skills, hard results.
Soft skills, hard results. And mine is Goodbye Glossophobia, Banish Your Fear of Public Speaking. And Anne is all the way from Canada, but lives in West London, executive coach working with leaders. So today we're just going to spend a few minutes talking about self-doubt and banishing it. Is it possible to banish self-doubt, Anne?
It is. I work with a client recently who got promoted to the leadership team, and he was really reluctant to speak up in the meetings because he was now a peer amongst people he used to, look up to. And interestingly, the number one fear of CEOs is imposter syndrome, being found out as incompetent. So if you've got a bit of self-doubt, you're not alone. You're in good company.
So let's just quickly cover off, what does imposter syndrome mean? I mean, I've got a pretty good idea, but in your own words, what is imposter syndrome?
True imposter syndrome is the idea that you think someone's going to find out that you're an imposter, that you shouldn't be in that position of leadership, that you're actually incompetent, and if someone scratched below the surface, they'd find that out. Now, that's quite a significant or severe version of imposter syndrome. Lots of people just experience self-doubt and fear and low confidence.
So what's your advice? What can you give us a tip, Anne? How can we, because I definitely feel like I have imposter syndrome quite frequently. I feel as if I'm going to be found out, but I have also been exploring this for quite a few years now. What are your main tips if we suffer from self-doubt and imposter syndrome?
One of the biggest ones is to really look at what are the scripts that are running through your head. What are the words you're telling yourself that aren't helping you? Oh, I'm not very good. I can't learn this. I'm no good at this. Look at what those scripts are. If you want to go into kind of the retro look, where did they come from? Very often we're conditioned with these in childhood. What I say is take those scripts and flip it. If you say, oh, I can't do this, I'm no good at this, flip that to, up till now, I wasn't good at this, and I know I can learn. And then say those positive affirmations to yourself.
So, for example, when I was at school, I was a relatively slow reader, and I thought I didn't realize, I think I might be semi-dyslexic, but I spent my whole life being secretly a bit of a slow reader. And now I've written a book. By the way, I'll do it again. I've written a book, and it's an award-winning book. I won the highly commended short business book of the year. But I think I can't really write because I might be semi-dyslexic. So, I mean, is that because I managed to crash through my script? Because I still think I'm a bit of a slow reader.
You probably put structures in place around yourself to compensate for what you didn't feel confident about. So, okay, I want to write a book. So you probably went through a real good process to figure out how to best support yourself in writing that book. One tip I recommend to people is every day capture 3 things about yourself that you're proud of and actually write them in a journal. Reflect at the end of the day, who was I being today that I was proud of? What did I achieve that I was proud about? And who was I being that allowed me to achieve that? And when you write it down, it's no longer a fleeting thought in your head that disappears. It becomes something that you kinesthetically, movement, you write it as well as you see it. You visualize it. So it becomes something tangible, and that builds the muscle of self-confidence.
So, Anne, you must have suffered from imposter syndrome or self-doubt yourself. Can you give me an example of one of the scripts that was running in your head? Or maybe it still is running.
It ran a little bit when we were talking about doing this series of who am I? I don't have a degree in psychology. I don't have a degree in confidence building. Who am I to be an expert, to share tips and tricks on how to deal with this? And I had to give myself a little bit of a confidence boost and say, well, I've worked with hundreds of clients that have had this. I've gone through programs for myself as well as other people on how to improve confidence. Therefore, I do have experience and wisdom to pass along.
And also, you have worked with very large global organizations, Anne. You've headed up teams, and you are an accomplished leader, and you've been in a leadership role for many years in the past, right?
Oh yeah, you can trigger my imposter syndrome right now with those things. I worked for multinational companies for the first 20 years of my career before kind of taking a break and re-qualifying as an executive and leadership coach. So I've been in the situations and organizations that many leaders find themselves. And luckily enough, I'm an associate coach with London Business School as well. So I get to keep up with the academic research that the faculty does there. So I'm able to bring even some of that fresh experience, not just my historical personal experience.
So let's just recap. What can we do today if we want to get rid of self-doubt? Write down 3 good things about our day, 3 things we've accomplished. So today, Anne, what will you be writing in your journal? At least 1 or 2 of your 3 things today.
So the 3 things are about you to build your confidence. So one achievement is I've done a mini series with Esther.
Yay!
Who was I
Well
being to do
done.
that? I was being brave, I was being courageous, and I was being an expert and bringing my wisdom and experience.
Excellent. Well done.
What about you, Esther?
Thank you so much. And then we're going to go to episode 2 soon. So watch out for the next episode. What are we going to be talking about in the next episode?
We're going to talk about women and leadership in the future.
Women and leadership in the future. So tune in for episode 2. Thank you very much for joining me, Anne.
Thank you.